discussion. Okay, I think, yeah, there we go, we're recording. Let's put this down. I think, where should we start, Dave? Should we have a look at, I think Bitcoin's been spoken about quite a lot, hasn't it? I see a lot on, was it the Martin Lewis, someone wanted to invest in it, and because it's all over the news, so, and over social media, so people are looking at it going, oh yeah, I'm going to jump on there, make quick money. And we can see, looking at that chart there, that yeah, there was money to be made, and I think you'll probably agree here that it's not about how you get into the trade, it's about how you get out and when you get out.
Yep.
We can see here that we've kind of had that massive shoot up, and I think the news and social media kind of got in around about here, this area, and so we saw a lot of the end buyers as such jumping in, trying to make a quick buck, and then that's why we've seen this sharp shoot down. But if we go into it, and we'll have a look at the swing side of it in a minute, Dave, with you. Can you share your screen as well or not?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, we'll have a look in a minute. So if we look at the Bitcoin, kind of what's been happening, it's been quite nice, really. I'm on MacBook, sorry. Yeah, there we go. So obviously on the daily, we've been looking at Bitcoin and it's been going up. But what we want to look at when we're trying to enter a trade and exit a trade is smaller timeframes, really. And we can see here that we're having our higher highs and the higher lows, and suddenly we start coming down. So we get nice patterns, and this is where we can look at getting into trades. So when we start, if you're looking for a buy, as soon as this kind of setting ends here, where we're seeing these lower highs, lower lows, we can start looking at buying in. So around this area here, and that's the price action technical analysis side of the trading when we're breaking these levels. So we can then come up to the top here, and what do we see? We see it flattening off, we see a new lower high, and then it starts coming down. So we've got exit points, and this is what you can use. Rather than just holding and hoping, you can use these points here as a reference to get out of your trades. But then you're also looking for the next step in. So rather than selling, we don't want to be selling, because obviously Bitcoin at the moment is a buyer's market. We don't know how long for, but at the moment that's where we are. So we're going with that trend. So as this comes down, we don't want to be involved in it. All we're waiting to see is that turn in momentum again. So we're getting lower highs, lower lows coming down, and then suddenly we get a new high here, and we get new lows. So we can now start looking for buy-in situations again to get into this trade. Now, where would I look at getting in? Well, you do have an option here. Probably not the best, because this high it's not really taking out this one too well. But my main entry point would probably be looking around this area here, because we're coming up, we've made a new higher low here. And I think this is a good entry point here. And then we can see as it rounds off again, lower highs, lower lows, we can use that as an exit point. And that's where people misunderstand trading with Bitcoin. They want to just get in, and they don't really think about how to get out of the trade. So Dave, if you share yours on Bitcoin on the swing trading, because that's shorter term what I've looked at, I think yours will show a similar story, but for more bigger movements. Sorry about my
the only thing is, it's also worth talking about briefly, because Bitcoin and cryptos, I don't know if you you might have missed it, Carl, because you were obviously had other things on your mind. But the fact that cryptos have been banned in the EU for general retail trading.
Oh, okay. I've missed that. Yeah.
So on standard EU trading accounts through XTB or another broker, it's actually not able to trade Bitcoin anymore. Can still access it through cryptocurrency, whatever they call them, brokers like Binance and so on, but it's not there. In that case, it's no longer kind of trading. It's more of the sort of buy and hold strategy. And I think it's a bit more complicated when you want to sell, isn't it? Patrick obviously knows more, but I think you have to like auction it off or something, or put it in market. I can't remember. But we can have a quick look at it from the swing side.
Yeah, you have that guy as well that's looking for something, isn't he? A hard drive.
Yeah, this guy who lost their password or something. Right. Oh, you need to enable screen sharing for participants.
Okay, how do I do that?
It might be on the screen sharing option, or it might be on meeting settings.
Maybe I need to stop my screen share.
That would, I think you need to also allow others to share.
What about if I make you host? Would that help?
Maybe. Okay, I think I can share. Yeah. Okay, I can do it.
Yeah, you're better with tech than me.
You should be able to see it now.
Yeah, I can see your charts, see the breakouts.
This is just looking at the simple Bollinger Band strategy.
Just show works.
Which in fact would tell you to buy down here. Wait for the crossover. It has to come back in. So you'd be looking at this one probably.
Yeah, which is quite.
See what? 5th of November.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like there's any lower highs or lower lows after that point either, until the top.
Yeah.
But what I like about that is that yeah, there's still no lower lows. So Bitcoin is still a buy market, but I think it's now possible could consolidate a little bit there.
Yeah, there's a lot more. There's a lot bigger wicks in the last week.
You can imagine the panic from people though that have seen it social media wise and thought, "Oh, I'll buy Bitcoin," and then they're like got into the market at, a lot of them would have got in at 38 to the 40s. What do you think? Cluelessly just bought in, and they'd have had a shock on and realised actually Bitcoin can just move. Like I think we've seen shoots of about 4,000 in a day, haven't we?
Yep.
4,000, and you can imagine anyone that's never traded before buying in with their £10,000, and suddenly they're losing a lot of money, and they exit their positions through panic.
And this was the previous run where we came up to here, and it did go a bit higher. So I was thinking if we compare it to now, it could be that we get to this stage and come up again.
So you've got lower highs there, lower lows start beginning, and then there's no way back for it, is there? For some time.
Yeah, apart from this.
But real investors now, they're not interested in buying into it. There's no value right buying into it at the moment, so not until it comes back down. But so all you can do is watch it. Look at that last wick and the movement on that. What, 40,000 to 30? Blimey, what is that? 30,000. That's a 25% movement in a
This
day.
is a weekly.
In a week, 25% movement.
Yeah. The biggest day candle was, I think, this one.
38,000 down to 30, so 8,000. Can you imagine all those people that have never traded before putting money into that? It's crazy. They'd be panicking and getting out. Cool. Yeah, I think that's enough on Bitcoin. Hopefully, well, if you've got any questions, Patrick's probably the best one to talk to, but he looks at the fundamental side of it more. What have you got now, Dave? Oil? Oil's interesting.
Because someone asked about oil.
Yeah, oil's really interesting. Definitely a buyer's market.
It's recovered since, obviously, the coronavirus crash. Had a long period of consolidation.
It did, and you can see from the break, when you get breaks on oil, the breaks really do work well across commodities, really, when you get them breaks, and you can really get into the market. If you go down to 30-minute, Dave, mark that area of that break from that Bollinger Band to the right-hand side. Yeah, yeah, see that small area from, yeah, there. See where it starts going down on the daily to retest the, yeah, that area. Mark that out and bring that down to the 30. And this should be able to show how to kind of enter that market. Put your brush on. Yeah, perfect. So you've got that support there, resistance that becomes support. But what you're seeing is you get that downward movement from the left-hand side, and you're getting the lower highs and the lower lows. And then suddenly, after that point there, we start to see higher lows. So you've got your entry points there. So if you're looking at smaller time frames, you can get in there, or you could even hold it. So if you look at the 4 hour, even if you bring that down to the 4 hourly, and you can hold the trade for a bit longer off the 4 hourly.
Where's it gone?
To the right, zoom right in.
Oh, there.
So you'll get a clearer picture. You're getting them lower highs there until that point that you've marked out at that support, and then after that, you've got you can enter that from the high. You've got a higher high, and then up there, top further that one, yeah, and then it comes back down, and you've got your entry points anywhere around there. And then if you zoom out, you'll probably get a good risk to reward, because you could have put your stop loss below that. If you mark it out below the support, I'd go below the actual support. Yeah, not that far down, bit further down, bit further down, bit further down, just below your blue line. And then I believe we're hitting up I'd move that all the way up to the area we are now, because I think we're hitting support resistance areas, previous support resistance, aren't we? So yeah, 4-to-1 risk to reward on that one. And that's simply playing a breakout, looking at the high lows and higher highs. Just make sure no one's looking to come in. Oh, I can't let anyone in anyway.
Oh, is it on me if there's anyone?
Well, yeah, switch back to me, host, because I'm going to take you over a couple of trades I've actually had on this week.
Doesn't say there's anyone else. I was just gonna show the
levels are
current state of play.
fair enough. Yeah, so that so you can see why we would have gone to that level. Yeah.
Ah, where's it gone?
I can't see the
That's
chat.
the one I want, isn't it?
If anyone wants to discuss any charts or has any questions, and put it in the chat, and we'll try and pull that up.
Yeah. This area probably is up to that high there.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see where the selling started from was a bit higher, but once it broke through that area downwards, it was pretty strong, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's why I said in the chat just to be aware of this level.
Yeah, we may raise a bit higher. Funny one is corn. Corn went crazy. I pulled out a corn early.
Anyway, I'll give you the...
Give me control. Am I in control now?
Yep.
Okie dokes. Let's have a look, because gold's been my one. I'm actually holding gold at the moment. Let's have a look. Is anyone written in the chat at all, Dave?
I didn't see any. No.
Yeah, gold's been pretty interesting to me. Now, we come down, I remember talking about this, a month or two ago. We come down to this level here, selling. But as we started to come back up, I was watching to see if we took out this level here, which we didn't. So I was quite happy, really, and I could look at selling again, especially after what I saw, the strength of the sales that started to show up. So I didn't get in on these top levels here because I was looking at trading shorter time frames. Let me show you the makeup of the market on the 4 hourly that I was looking at. Was you can see clearly here higher highs, higher lows, and we're looking at buying. But as soon as we spin that around, we start coming down. I'm looking for selling. So I was only planning on holding this for a day, but it was going pretty well. I'm still in this market. So we had that sharp shoot down, and then it played around and started making higher highs, and then suddenly I started to see here building up of a resistance level, and start to see lower highs. So actually, this trade here was quite a nice trade. I actually got in around this area here, and I'm actually aiming for down around this kind of area here. I think if I pull that out, there's a reason for that. Yeah, just basically just cutting through. Yeah, just looking around this area. I'm not too worried about this because this is kind of a. I'm not sure if we'll actually get down to them levels just yet, but I might leave one trade on to see if that happens. But gold's a nice market, and you can see that just the structure of it it's pretty simple to pick. You're not going to get them every time; they do go wrong. But what I would recommend doing is looking over the charts, looking at these patterns that are playing out, the higher highs, the higher lows, and just mark on. Just put one of these on the chart, your risk reward, and go back over and analyze and just see how many play out. So if you put 6 of them on a chart, 2 of them might not happen, 4 of them might happen, and just work out how well you'd have done. And I often do that. Even if I'm not trading, I will have a look at charts and do that just to see how successful that would have been. This, you can see I've done it here actually. I'll just mark on certain things on charts. So as soon as we start changing pattern, higher lows. So this is a 4 hourly on euro US dollar. And you can see how it's just marking on support resistance levels, and once you get in patterns, you can get in and look at your risk to rewards. This market here, you can see how it's really simple. It's simple, but it's how you. Firstly, you want to check your risk to reward on the trade. Secondly, it's how you're going to get out and stick into it. What was it? The other one. I'm in another trade at the moment. Again, I've got marked on here, so you can see lower highs, lower lows. Once that spins round, I'm looking for buys in these sort of areas here. And it happens all the time. There's one that went wrong, but you mark it on and you see. Again, there's a structure here. If you notice, so when I've got these marked on, they're not marked on at the bottoms because I'm not trying to get in at the bottoms. I'm waiting for that turnaround in the market. So here, 4 hourly. So I'm just waiting for that turnaround, higher high there, and then we can get into the market. What I want to show you is a corn chart here. I was talking to Kaka about this a while ago. Wow, look, I've got a lot on this one. I actually got out of this one early, but what we can see here, we've bottomed out here, and suddenly we make a new high again here, and then we're making new highs here, 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 new lows here, here, here. So you've got entry points, entry points, entry points all the way along. But what you can see from this one is I got out too early. I think I got out there, 4.24, somewhere around there. But like I say, with commodities, once they break, they break. So there are other times, if we look at that, look how strong the break is, look at the moving averages, they're not close together. The prices stand away from the moving averages. You actually have so many points of entry there, and look how it can jump as well. And that happens more, not so much on Forex, but definitely commodities. When the market's moving like that, you have points all the way along where you can get in. But yeah, I was a bit gutted on that one. Too early. Have a look. And again, soybean, same thing. It's just, they go mental. Broke that level all the way up. That's probably going to go and visit up to here, and who knows. That's the thing with trading, you can't tell exactly where it's going to go, so you need to use that price action, what's going on in the market, and get into your trades and out your trades looking at that. Are there any charts? Has anyone put in any charts they want to have a look at?
Nothing in the chat yet, so just type in the chat if there's a chart you'd like.
That's a crazy one. How's that? That just rise. Trades for this week for me is going to be just really carrying on from where I am last week with gold. Seeing what happens with that, and I think it was. Have a look and see what I've got positions in. wheat and euro Australian. Euro odd. What can't I find that? Yeah, I've got position in this as well. So you can you know how to trade. Downtrend.
Got a couple of messages now.
Yeah. Okay, let me just quickly do this one and we'll have a look at them. So, yeah, this was in the daily downtrend. Again, all we're looking for, we've come down, we need higher lows. We're just waiting for that spin off to start selling. So we have entry points here, here if you want. And I'm still holding this. I know it come back up, but I wasn't too worried about the way it come back up. And then it held at this level, and the way, run out of time, 10 minutes, okay, that's fine. I was quite happy with the way that when it did come to this level, that the sellers stepped back in and pushed it down pretty quick as well. Yes, questions?
First one, Tom's just sent a message saying he caught the end of the Bitcoin chat. He agrees it's high, dominance is dropping, and the major alts have started to pump. And he likes Cardano ADA or ADA. I think ADA is, I remember that being an alt. I don't remember Cardano, but yeah, Patrick's the crypto man.
Yeah, I don't really touch Bitcoin, cryptos or anything. I do have an interest in Bitcoin and the way that the market moves, or like the price action, technical analysis side of it. It's a hard one to predict, but it's over the last couple of weeks, the movements on the lower time frame have been quite good actually. But for me, there's no point getting in because you can have movements of 4,000 in a day, and the risk to reward it's just not there a lot of the time. I think it's more of one of them longer term ones. You need it to come back down, buy in, and make sure you have your exit points. Like when you look at Bitcoin now, if I was long term on that, this would probably signify just getting out for a little bit and see what happens.
Yeah.
Just because that is the first change that we've seen in that market since maybe around this area here. You can see all these little candles, and then you start getting the big candles. But that's the first time we actually make a low high and we're getting the big drop-offs. So I'd be tempted to get out of that one. What else have I got on wheat at the moment?
Stays asked for a quick look at GBP AUD as well.
Cool, I'll go into that. So wheat, again, it had a nice break, retest. And again, we can just see from the market. Oh, I'm still not very good on this map book. So yeah, we're coming up. We've got higher highs. We've broken out. So you do have that option, and we can see how we've broken out really strong. That we could buy in here, but for me, it was just waiting for that turn around, get them lower highs in, lower lows in. Then we're looking. We've got a higher high here, higher low. So we've got options here to buy in, options here to buy in. And that's all it is, a bit of patience, get these levels marked out, wait for it to come down and retest, wait for the markets to turn around. So I'm doing quite well on wheat, and I'm still holding it because the 4 hour is still looking fairly decent until I start seeing a change, or say this low's taken out here, then I'll get out of the trade. But I think that one was quite good. Out here, I got him. Again, a fair risk to reward. Pound,
Pound Aussie.
yeah. I did take a look at this actually. I wasn't too keen just because we bounced off this level here and then we never really broke that level. We are in that downtrend, but I'd be looking at the weekly, yeah. So we're at a level now, and I think it might be the same on Euro, the one that I'm trading. Where it's gone. How long we got? 5 minutes. Yeah, we're in a similar position here, but it's a little bit stronger market than the pound AUD. So we're at a level there. So what you could wait for with this one now is just wait for that turnaround, depending whether you're going to go long term or short term. We are at that weekly support, so we could either break through and carry on down and touch down to these levels here from 2016, or you could be looking for just a turnaround in this daily and then trying to hit your buys when that happens. But it depends if you're looking at longer term, 30 minutes, whatever. I really like trading off of, I use a lot more the 4 hourly now on the 30 minutes, but get trend direction off your daily. Oh, let me brush on. So yeah, it is a bit of a tricky market at the moment, but in the downtrend, so I wouldn't look at buying right now. If you look at it, let's have a look at the 30 minutes on it. That was a prediction I made just because of where we were coming down and off that bottom level. Yeah, so it's a bit of a mucky one at the moment. Still got a bloody brush on.
You go on the crosshair again at the top. Click that one. Yeah. Tom just asked, what's the best long entry price on gold, and was it around 1810?
I'm short gold, just because we've still got that downward movement here, and especially on the 4 hour. But I am looking to get out of that trade around there just in case it shoots up. So I think if we come down to this level here that I've got marked out, if we hit there, I want to get out. As soon as you start, so we've got this downward movement here. If we see a little consolidation and then shoot up, depends. You're going to have to wait until it happens. Really, it could come down through, back up like that. That would be your kind of best movement there, and then get in at that entry there, 1810, and then look to trade it up. But what I'm noticing with gold is every time we come up, there's a lot of strong sellers in gold. I'm not seeing as many strong buyers. So even here, look at the sells are so much stronger and sharper than any buy-in. Any buy-ins getting wiped out. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days of buy-in wiped out in one. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days of buying wiped out in 1, 2, 3. So that's what I'm seeing with gold at the moment, and I would be reluctant to buy it because of that. And I think if we pop back up, these guys here seem to be just filling their boots and pushing that market back down. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do make some sort of upward movement, if we come around to this level here, you can see that consolidation, this area here, and then push lower. But what I'm interested to see really is if we do come down and break this level, that'd be interesting. I'm probably going to hold one of my think I've got 4 trades on it. Hold one of my 4 trades and see if we do come down, then could be anywhere around this level here, 17.32, and then whether or not they'll be getting out of their positions or what is what we need to see. Right, less than a minute. That's it then.
Yep.
Right, thanks for joining, guys. I hope you've learned something. If you want to put anything in Discord or ask any questions, feel free. I'll try and answer them for you. Cheers, Dave.
All right, remember to store the save recording.
I'm trying to find it.
It'll come up when you leave the call, I think.
Cool. Right, have a good day, guys. See you later.
Cheers.